to another world!
As a new year approaches, sometimes we know that new year is going to be a challenge. Sometimes in order to prepare for what we have to face in the new year, we like to rewind to better years in our history, especially years that brought us superheroes who taught us never to give up no matter how tough things get. This brings us to a new game that effectively uses new modern technology to celebrate retro entertainment. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind for the Nintendo Switch. This game expands upon the time travel concept introduced in 2023's Once and Always movie. In 2023, Robo-Rita travels back in time to 1993 to join forces with Rita from that time, taking with her powerful crystals and enemies from later MMPR seasons, which further disrupts the 1993 timeline. So it's up to the OG Power Rangers Jason, Trini, Zach, Billy, and Kimberly to morph and save the world from two Ritas and their evil minions. It's a story that's not afraid to be just as over the top as the show was, if not more so. The kind of story that justifies an old school, pixelated, 2D, action-heavy beat-em-up. And that's the visual style this game shows off proudly. While there were certainly Power Rangers video games back in the 90s, this one only just came out this month. As such, it has the freedom to use that new wave retro modern SNES look just like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Some levels are 2D side-scrollers that harken back to the old days. With plenty of bright colors, flashy effects for every punch, kick, and laser blast, you'll feel like you're playing a visually impressive game from 1993. Some levels even have background references to other Power Rangers seasons from the 2000s, and it all runs at a smooth frame rate. Then there are the 3D on-rails levels which use the visual style of the original Star Fox game, but with a smoother performance and greater pixelated detail than that game was able to render. This is a great blend of retro and modern, and the game leans into that blend for its sound design with more emphasis on the retro part. The sound effects and music sound like they came out of the show, but modified to have that over-the-top early 90s arcade feel. There's also a bit of voice acting with very short phrases and grunts, things like that. While you can tell none of the original cast lend their voices to this game, the voice actors still do a good job at impersonating the characters we remember. The combat mechanics here use similar moves as other beat-em-ups with buttons for attack, jump, dodge, and special move. It gets fun finding your way through streets, rooftops, and a carnival when you fully grasp when to use each move to take out all foes without getting hit. And when you build up enough hits, you can unleash your special move and take out everyone on screen. They're awesome to watch and provide more motivation to kick as much butt as possible without losing any lives, which resets the hit bar. You can also bounce enemies off the screen edges, which is both useful and hilarious. Not something I think I've seen in other beat-em-ups. Usually throwing dudes off screen just throws them off screen. The main level type is a side-scrolling beat-em-up type, of course, but there are also 3D on-rails Zord shooter levels, 2 motorcycle chase/shooting levels, and short Megazord fights to make you really feel like a Power Ranger. Each type of level providing its own challenge with obstacles in your way and the types of enemies you have to punch or blast. I gotta say, as intense as the Zord levels were, the motorcycle levels are my favorite non-beat-em-up levels. Finally, the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger gets a motorcycle. In most of the levels, all of the Power Rangers play the same aside from minor differences in how speed and power are balanced out. So most of the time the Ranger you decide to play as is just the age-old millennial question, who's your favorite Ranger? Each Ranger moves fast when you dash, but normal movement feels kinda stiff and slow, which can hurt the flow of action and make fighting multiple bad guys at once more difficult than it needs to be. But the Ranger you choose does matter for Zord shooting sections because each Zord noticeably handles differently, and the pink Zord is the only one that flies. So you play it more like old school Star Fox games, and honestly, I did end up switching to the Pink Ranger's Zord for most of these levels anytime I was having trouble with them, so I could at least avoid ground obstacles. Some may roll their eyes at this statement, but a big part of this game's appeal are the parts added in for fan service. In all levels, you can find hidden mementos for Season 1 episodes, triggering distant memories of some episodes you may have forgotten for a while. Plus, in between levels, you can chill at Ernie's Gym and Juice Bar and get some amusing dialogue from the show's beloved supporting cast, including the most entertaining 90s bullies ever, Bulk and Skull. The Juice Bar has 3 broken arcade machines in it too. When you find machine parts hidden in the game, they fix up the arcade machines in the Juice Bar, and you can play them much like FNAF Into the Pit, except these games aren't quite as good. They're okay as short distractions, I guess. While you can't play this whole game entirely solo, Rita's Rewind is actually very hard, especially in the second half. You can easily end up getting hit multiple times without a chance to hit back with how many bad guys attack you at once, or with the kind of attacks bosses throw at you. So it's encouraged that you play this game with friends to help you out. Thankfully, you can have up to 5 players at once play this together on one Switch, 6 once you unlock the Green Ranger by beating the game once on any difficulty. Unfortunately, online co-op is not included, but the developers have said online will be added in an update very soon. If you would like me to test online multiplayer once it's added and give my thoughts on how well it performs, let me know in the comments. The regular price for this game is $35, but right now it's on sale for $28 until January 5th. The biggest highlights of this game are the fan service, the engaging yet imperfect mechanics, and the variety in the gameplay keeping things from getting boring. While it has some flaws, one of which will be fixed in an update, this is still a great game for 90s kids who grew up with the OG Power Rangers, even if we were too young to watch it at the time. An easy recommendation for 90s kids far and wide. Well, that's my review of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind for the Nintendo Switch. To help me produce more videos like this, please support my Patreon page. Special thanks to my current patrons here. Remember that supporting my Patreon gets your name in the credits and access to my main videos a day early. Also be sure to watch my previous reviews of these Nintendo Switch games: Power Rangers Battle for the Grid and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. See you all in 2025.
I knew we could do it!